Welcome back, and we are back. We have got Leonardo and Rocksteady here to complete this little set of Bebop and Rocksteady. Found these guys running around the aisles at Ollie's for 12 bucks a set. I figured that's not a terrible idea. I think they're normally 25, 30 bucks, something like that. Hell, they might even be $40 like a set normally. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I figure 12 bucks sounds worth it to check them out and everything, and they're definitely fun to play around with. But I mean, that's kind of my view on them right now, is that they're fun to play around with. You want your kids some turtles, these ones are the ones to go with, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and pull them out of the box there and get them set up with these other guys. And right out of the box, we can see it's very, very similar setup to how they had the Mikey and the Bebop. We have got the zip tie things around the ankles on both of these figures. We've got one around the wrist on Donnie, and one, or Donnie, Leo. We got Leo's wrist done up. We've got Leo's katana done up there. We've got a machete here that does not appear to be held in there at all. We've got two zip ties, one around the wrist, one around the gun, one around the wrist, and that appears to be it. Again, with the way they got these stands, they've got their names on them. Super dope. You can cut up the tape a little bit and lift that to pull these out and everything. Real nice stands. I am very impressed with their stands and the way that they go back in the box without ruining the box. Let's double check real quick. We said wrist, sword, gun. Nope, that sword is in there with a little zip tie. The machete has a zip tie on it. All right, let's get them out. And pulling them both out, we can see that we have got our figures looking pretty cool here. They are on the stands, and I love the fact that they got their names on them. That is just a excellent piece for display and everything, having their names there. You got Rocksteady, you got Leonardo, Mikey says his name, Bebop says his name. Super cool. Super cheap gun. Nothing special. Super cheap machete, nothing special. The main issue I'm having with these sets is that Bebop and Rocksteady are way too small, especially Rocksteady. I've always viewed Rocksteady as so much bigger than Bebop and everything, and just in thickness alone, even muscular and everything, and it's he really looks just petite and slim, especially next to the turtles, especially next to Bebop. Bebop looks a lot thicker and everything than Rocksteady, and I don't know, I just feel like they needed to buff him up a little bit, make both of these guys taller. I like the way that this guy looks, just I feel like he needs to be a little taller. But these are great toys. Great toys. They got good articulation. They look pretty decent. They're definitely a step up from the average Playmates that they normally put out, your little $9-10 ones and stuff. And having the finger articulation and the toe articulation on the turtles is really cool. The way they did the shells to give you that extra articulation. And then my favorite part here is that you can actually sheath his swords. You can see that we do got some blue paint on the katanas though. That's a little bummer, but I mean, that's nothing major, you kind of expect, little blemishes and stuff from toys. This is toys, not collectible stuff. We got a lot right there. I mean, get a chrome marker and just go over them, make them look better anyway. But, he is stiff. And he's got the same issues that I had with Mikey. If you've seen that video, his body is this darker green, and then his limbs and his head are all this lighter green. It's not too noticeable. Well, right there, you can see it on the camera now, where how his head and his body itself isn't really matching up too well. It's just two completely different shades. And his joints are a little bit on the don't want to move side. So heat gun, heat treat him. If you don't have one, they've got these cheap ass ones here. That's literally just plug and switch, and you're just gonna give him a quick little 5-second blast and everything, if that, and on like his joints, and like it doesn't take much to loosen them up. It really does not. These are like $4 on fucking Temu, man. Like, it's so worth it if you don't have a heat gun. I bought one to check out. As far as hims go, your machete, your gun, his articulation seems like he's moving pretty well. That shoulder moves very easily. You might want to take a heat gun to that joint there and everything for your twists, because that's also looking pretty stuck on. Like, it does not want to move for me here. I'm getting a little bit out of this side. Twist you up. Yeah, them bulky shoulders and everything. I had the same problem on the Bebop. Just a little heat gun. We'll be right back. Alright, so now let's see if we can get him to move about for us. There we go, starting to get that articulation. And with the heat treatment, all you really gotta do is just give it that few, quick second or two of everything. And once you got that second or two going for you, you can start to move him. And once you start to move him, he should be able to move from here on out. Like, you shouldn't have to consistently apply heat to him every time you want to move him or anything. But those shoulders are super tight even after that heat and everything. I might give it another go later, but his elbows, everything seems to be moving pretty good. It seems to be the left hands that they paint over, and we can actually see if we want to focus here for a second. There we go. You can see how all that paint there is on this side specifically, just like how on the Mikey we had that. So, you give it a quick little split. We can see how that's splitting and getting on there, and he does not want to move his fingers for us. All right, so finger articulation. If you didn't see the Mikey review, he moves his fingers and everything. His thumb, his two fingers here, they all move independent of each other. So you can position their hands however you want them and everything. So you want him to hold his swords, which I think his swords are too short. In my opinion, they are too short. Seems very short, like a short sword dagger almost and everything. I feel like it definitely needs a little bit of length to it to be more accurate. It just looks like a little short stubby sword in his hand. He's just too big for it in my opinion. But that's how you're going to do it. Their heads. Ooh, we don't want to move. There we go. Should be able to get it down on it. Oh, no. Okay. So, the way that their heads are on here, there's this little chody valley hill as the neck and just open space. So, pretty much you want to be able to look down more. All you'd have to do is take a little bit off here very carefully and everything to give yourself a little bit more down looking, because he's getting caught by his neck there to look straight down but you can still get a decent amount of articulation out of that head and everything. But I feel like you could definitely Dremel down that neck hole like this around there to get a little bit more range. But yeah, we got him. The way this shell's attached is only to this top half, so it gives you that full range of bend and twist that you would want. Real cool. And then the double on the legs, you can get him to kick himself in the butt. Then let's get him solidly on this peg here. His joints are a little extra loose right now, just for the fact that I did just get him with a heat treatment, but he's still standing and holding, and he's going to harden back up once he cools back down and everything. His toes, you can get them to move together or separately. Real cool. He looks great for a toy. And we went over his articulation. We've got the neck, that shoulder, bicep twist, double on the arms, the hands. We've got the bend. We do not have finger or toe on him. We actually don't even have foot. We've just got twist. And then we've got the way his legs are in here are just like Bebop's, which I think is a mistake, in my opinion, the way that they did the legs. But he's moving around a lot better than Bebop did. There's something that they did with the Bebop that just kind of really limits the way that his leg wants to move. So Rocksteady, actually, I don't really have too many issues with, outside of the fact that I think he's just scaled all wrong for this line. He definitely needs to be either just bulkier or bigger, because like he just seems too small. Yeah, and there he goes. He's gonna fall off that peg. Yep. But these guys look great, especially when you put them as a set and everything. And I'm semi-tempted to even hunt down like the other two sets and everything. I think Raph comes with a Triceraton, and I think Donnie is the one who actually comes with Shredder. And like they're just cool packs and stuff. What I think is cool is if I could get him to do exactly this. Super dope. That's cool. These are fun toys to play around with. Super fun toys to play around with. They don't look so great, like in the grand scheme of like everything else that like I end up collecting and stuff. These are definitely toys. They're not collectibles. They are toys. Like these are what you want to play around with and everything for sure. And like if you just want to like toss around something. But thanks for joining, guys, and we're gonna get some more reviews going.